The telephone from Brussels is Brian Carroll. He lives in the Washington, D.C. area, and he was on a subway near the station when the bomb went off this morning. Brian Carroll, thank you so much for joining us. What did you see? What did you hear? And did you have any idea that you were in danger?
Yeah, no, actually, I live in Brussels. I was I normally don't take the metro, and I had a conference down. On my way to the metro, I saw on my smartphone that there had been some attacks at the airport, and actually had a moment of hesitation to even get on the metro this morning, thinking perhaps public transportation wasn't the best idea. But I got on, and literally minutes after I stepped on the train, it was attacked. We were pulling into the Malbec station. There was a massive explosion. You could feel it through the metro train. The lights went out, the power went out, everyone dropped to the floor. People were crying and screaming, and others were yelling for everyone to calm down. And I also went straight for the floor, and we were waiting there for a little bit, and there were multiple explosions. You could hear them, you could feel them. And then eventually some of the passengers went to try and open the door, which was, locked because the power had gone out. They weren't automatically opening, and I was right next to the door, and me and some other passengers, we physically pried open the doors. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know if the attack was happening on the train itself or if it was happening at the station. It sounded like explosions. I didn't know if it was perhaps if there were gunmen as well. And I kind of also had a moment of, do I stay on the train and wait and hope it goes away, or do I make a run for it, not knowing what's on the other side of the platform? And I decided to go make a run for it. I took kind of stayed to the side and ran out to the exit. It was clear there was debris everywhere. There was smoke everywhere, glass. As I was exiting the metro, people on the streets were looking into the metro, wondering what was happening. It happened very quickly, and then, but it was clear as soon as it happened, it was a terrorist attack.
Brian, I just want to be clear here, because you said as you were arriving in the train station, you heard an explosion. Not sure whether it was
Correct.
On or just off the train. But then, how long after that you heard additional explosions?
The train had stopped, and I heard additional explosions as I was on the ground in the train.
Yeah, the pictures that we're seeing, Brian, are very frightening, and what you're describing is also terrifying to me. It's interesting that you said you had a moment of hesitation when you heard about the explosion at the airport. What made you hesitate?
Well, we've known, I've been living in Brussels now 2.5 years, and over the past couple months, we know that there's been a terror attack, terror threat to Brussels. Obviously, what happened in Paris was just months ago, and that touched us very closely here. The Belgian government has been conducting raids, and, obviously a lot of the terrorists who were identified were homegrown in Belgium, which is disturbing. So, I knew this was going, we've had the threat of this happening for a long time. But, I heard about that there were some attacks. There was a bomb at the airport. And, as I was going to the metro, I kind of thought, maybe public transportation isn't the best way, but there are the chances of anything happening. And this is by far the most practical way to get to where I'm going. Yeah. I always think, when I get to the airport, when I travel, I don't want to win by keeping us afraid. We need to live our daily lives.
Brian Carroll, thank you.